The Reman Project is a coaching and consulting firm specializing in personal and leadership development for adult Black males, seeking to break the vicious cycle of missed potential so that they themselves transform their personal lives, their sense of leadership to their families, and their legacies that they want to leave for business and culture. We destroy this cycle on two fronts. We confront both the institution and the individual. We address the institution because, according to the statistics, Black males are under assault and are targeted for extinction in ways that their white counterparts are not. We are over incarcerated and undereducated. There are systems in place, political systems, media systems, and religious systems that serve as intentional, or some say unintentional, barriers to the Black male's advancement. As a result, we work to raise public awareness about issues confronting Black males, promote healthy and positive images about Black males, curate spaces to share information and resources about programs, services, and support for Black males, support knowledge creation and dissemination around these issues, and provide a forum for Black males to both speak and act for themselves. We address the individual Black male because we cannot avoid personal responsibility. We are now overmothered and underfathered. We make bad social choices, and we avoid responsibility for getting ourselves out from under the social plight that we face. We will develop the moral compass and character necessary to face the adverse realities that are faced in everyday life. We live by the premise that even that which is not our fault is still our responsibility. In 2019, we answered the call to transform the culture one man at a time. Our society, our families, and men in particular are in a state of crisis. And the goal of the Reman Project is to curate the largest, strongest, and dopest community of Black males in the entire world. We then create awareness and action against the institutional and individual impediments that exist against the foundation of our culture and overall society, which is the Black male.
What's up, Black people? Donald Morton here, Chief Visionary Officer of Remand. And at Remand, we help Black businessmen, Black men, break the vicious cycles of missed potential so that they master life, leadership, and legacy. I'm grateful to be alive today. Really, really in a place of gratitude because so many of our friends and loved ones and others have transitioned. They've gone to the other side. And it's nothing but the grace of God that genuinely allows us to live. To my right, your left, I think on your screen, I don't know where he is on your screen. He may be to your right as well, is Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. He is the Chief Operations Officer for Remand and also the owner of J&F Enterprises. He is touted as the impact builder, making sure that those that come in contact with him are better from every encounter. And so I want to say good morning to you, sir. Good morning. I pray everything is well with you. Does that say unstoppable on your shirt?
Yes, sir. It's not unstoppable. It's be unstoppable. You got
I
to be unstoppable.
see the be unstoppable because your name is covering it. And yeah, so now be unstoppable. Hashtag be unstoppable. So let's make sure that we're liking, that we're sharing. Everyone that is watching, like, share, invite people to be a part. I should probably do the same thing that I'm asking you guys to do. Um, let's see here. Let me get to my personal page. Let me get to my LinkedIn page. Let me get to YouTube. If you're watching by YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell. Don't just hit the bell once, though, hit the bell twice, so that you can always be updated on all the things that are going on concerning Remain and the Grown Man podcast. Um, make sure that that is the case. Let me see. Let me send it out to the Remain community. Uh, let's send it to Eastside for Life. Let's send it to when it comes to gun violence. Let's send it to, yeah, I'm sending it to Black husbands. I'm sending it everywhere. Let everybody know what we're talking about. Leroy, how was your weekend, man? Let's talk about your weekend. Was your weekend good? How was it?
It was good. It was quiet. I had a an event that I was a part of, the Extreme Business Conference on Saturday with Catherine Trotter and with his name is brother Mark Wiggins, an outstanding event that I was a part of. Just pouring into entrepreneurs. There were some phenomenal speakers that were, that were there. That gave some great insight, gave some great wisdom, and gave some great ideas. And as we, said to the entrepreneurs that were there, like, if you don't come away from this conference better, then it's something that you're not doing, you know, because people can, even with the Grown Man podcast, we can only give you the information. You know, we can't do the work for you. We're not going to do the work for you. You know, so it's what you make of it. So that was what I did, but everything else, it was quiet because my my internet is out here, and it's been out
Oh
since
wow.
Thursday.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
so
Wow. Wow.
and and Verizon can't it hasn't given us any reason as to why it's out. 'Cause it's not just us; it's everybody in this building for some
Okay.
reason. And
Okay.
and they were supposed to be back on. They gave us, this hour on Friday, this hour on Saturday, this hour on Sunday, and now they're saying it's supposed to be back on by 11 o'clock today, this morning, and they haven't given an explanation. I'm like, well, somebody came out because they had to look at the box outside. And
Hmm.
what did that person, they got to put in the information. The only thing they put in was that it's out. I'm like, that's not describing the issue, so that
Yeah.
whoever has to read it and explain it can tell those what the problem is. Okay, we
Yeah.
know what the issue is. This is what we're doing to solve it. It should be back on by this time. None of that has
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah.
that was the other part of the weekend. So it's been quiet. Haven't had the TV, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Which is a
Yeah.
good thing. So hey, I have my phone because I have since I do have an Android, I can still get internet on my phone.
Yeah. Not just Android users can get internet on their phones. Apple users can get internet on their phone as well, man. This is not that's not specific to Android users. Yeah.
So I just been reading, man. I've been reading it. And I finished this book, bro. You got to get this book. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World. It's a little book. It's not even
Yeah.
112 pages.
Yeah.
Quick, easy read. This is a phenomenal book. And I
Okay.
read. It took. I don't know why it took me so long to read it, because it should have only taken me a day or two to read it. Um, but it is an absolute phenomenal book, and it gives you the tools, that you like, almost like we do, almost like you do with the art, character arc, the
Hmm.
things that you have to do daily,
Hmm.
in order to be able to get you in the mind frame and mindset of being able to be. And it's a story behind it too. I won't tell what what the story is in the book,
Yeah.
but you got to read it in order to be able to understand the story, the backdrop that the author uses to give you these tips and tools. It's great. It's a
Yeah.
really good book. So that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
what my weekend was entailed, man. So yeah.
Outstanding, man. Yeah. I of course had an entire weekend of training for all of
Yeah, yeah,
our
yeah, yeah, yeah,
new
yeah.
um, facilitators for Remained. And it was just really, really special because not only do we have new facilitators that are newly certified and minted
Mhm.
brothers that will be running cohorts for Remand across the country, we have new member of the mastermind as well. Um,
Awesome, awesome,
and
awesome.
so it was a really, really good weekend. A part of what I found out again is just in all seriousness, the power of the work that we do, the
Hmm.
transformational power of the work of the character arc system, the Remand
Yeah,
way, right? And it was just really amazing. So I want to shout out brother James Manning. I want to shout out Gerald Hightower. I want to shout out Maurice Thomas. I want to shout out uh, Paul Walker. These are guys that were in the training
absolutely.
and did a phenomenal, phenomenal job. So shout out to those
Awesome.
brothers. They will get their certificates of completion this week, um, and ongoing education
Hmm.
as it relates to the work that we do here inside Remain. So listen, for those of you that are watching, do me a favor again and and like, share. There we go. It's a little dark. Like, share. Let everybody know that we are on the Bad Boys of Podcasting. Yeah,
You said
the Bad Boys of Podcasting uh,
it.
is on. I want to really jump right in, man, because there's something that just kind of
And oh, just to let you know, we have no restrictions now, brother. So
oh, from now on.
yes, yes,
Oh, okay,
no,
good,
no,
man. Well,
yeah,
today I
yeah,
do
yeah.
actually because I've got a
Oh,
training at 11
11. Okay,
with one of the brothers, and you should probably be a part of that too, man. So
okay,
I don't know what the
okay,
rest of your day is like though. So the training is going to last for 5 hours.
okay, okay.
Um, yeah, so because you weren't able to make it yesterday, this is
Mhm.
a makeup for one of the brothers that couldn't make it.
Okay,
Um,
all right, cool, cool.
so I woke up with this thing on my mind, uh, Dr. Mackenzie Jr., and then shout out to one of my former coaches. Her name is Dr. Darnielle Jervy Harmon. Shout out to her. She is the GOAT. She is
Hmm.
just phenomenal as a business coach, business growth strategist. Um, we are still very good friends. We were friends before I was a part of her mastermind, and we have maintained friendship. She used to go to my mom's church. We were in the same area. Just a really, really dope sister. And today, she had a podcast that came out talking about the quantum leap. So, for those of you that are watching, do me a favor and write down quantum leap. Quantum leap. And I want to kind of give definition to what she said or what a quantum leap is, so that everybody will know. Um, and then I want to talk about what the spirit kind of put in my heart to talk about, and I want to marry the two conversations. So this is what a quantum leap is, y'all. A quantum leap is a huge, often sudden increase or advance in something. It is a huge, often sudden increase or advance in something. Um, Yesterday, as I was doing the second day of the training, uh, there there was just something in my heart, bruh, that became so apparent. that
Mhm.
something was shifting, something was
Okay.
different, right? It wasn't a normal training. The 2 days were in no way normal. The brothers that showed up, they were not normal. The engagement was not normal. The level of comprehension and revelation wasn't normal. It
Mm,
was just one of those days that
mm,
was different, right? And my wife was laughing at me because when we would take these small incremental breaks, I would go in,
mm.
sit with her, play with her, clown with her, and she said, "Are you on schedule?" I said, "Nah." She said, "Are you using the slides?" I was like, "Nah." Um, and she said, "Boy," she said, "I would be so upset with you. Like if I would have created I created the slides." And she said, "If I would have created the slides and I'm training with you and you don't even use the slides, I would be pissed." I said, "Yeah, well, I'm glad that you didn't create the slides. I created the slides, which wasn't a waste of time."
Mhm,
There's
mhm,
something about teaching the framework. There's something about teaching the arc that gives me a greater appreciation, understanding, and revelation of the very thing. When you're in the teaching moment, gives you a greater appreciation, understanding, and revelation of what you're teaching. You actually grow through teaching it, through sharing it, right? You don't grow just by listening to it. You grow by actually teaching it and sharing it. And as I'm sharing it, man, there's such a, I don't know, Leroy, there's such a moment, right? Such a powerful, powerful moment that I experienced that is almost indescribable. Um, and and then it became clear to me as I was listening to Dr. Jervy Harmon's podcast, Move to Millions. It became clear to me that what was happening in me was the beginning of a quantum leap. A quantum leap it means, again, a huge, often sudden increase or advance in something. So, to give a practical example, and I want every person, every brother that is listening to me, every man that is a part of Remand, every man that wants to be a part of Remand, I want you to hear me. A quantum leap is what is happening in this season. It's happening in this season. It an example of that would be businesses that have made $100,000 a year moving to jumping and leaping suddenly into $100,000 months, and then those who are at $100,000 months leaping to $100,000 weeks, and then those that are at $100,000 weeks jumping into $100,000 days, and those that are at $100,000 days already moving to $100,000 minutes. Can you imagine? Just for a moment, can you imagine, everyone that's listening? Can you imagine a life and a business, brothers, that you are, if you are not making $100,000, that all of a sudden your business is bringing in $100,000. And if you're already making that, your business is quantum leaping to $100,000 years, months, weeks, days, minutes. That is exactly what is taking place. But this is the disconnect that oftentimes is happening with brothers that um, want to believe that but don't and can't believe that. You don't have a structure problem, you don't have a system problem, you don't have a funnel problem, you have a belief problem. And the belief problem that you're experiencing is a belief between um yes, this is going to be critical, Leroy, that I'd like to talk through with you today. It's between yes and no. If you look at the title of today's podcast, it is Living in the Land of May Believe, not make believe, may believe. And it comes out of, when I was reading it today, it comes out of Matthew chapter 5, verse number 37, which simply says in the NIV version of the Bible, it simply says, simply say yes or no, because anything other than yes or no comes from the evil one. Anything other than yes, it really says, let your yes be yes, your nay be nay, your yea be yea, your nay be nay, and anything other than that comes from the evil one. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into trouble living in the land of maybe leave. Like maybe, when it's not settled, when it's not settled in my heart, I've refused to develop this, yes, I'm going to do it, or no, I'm not going to do it. When my mother was alive, my mother, if she was going to do something, she would say yes. If she wasn't going to do something, she would say no, right? But she would also, if she said, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, what she really meant was, I'm not committing to that. What if brothers who are watching, what if this answer or key to the quantum leap is your decision to leap? Your decision. It is not in the maybe. It is not in the indecisiveness. It's not in the space where you're trying to you're unwilling to risk it all. It's not in that space. It's in the space of deciding that yes, I'm going to leap. Yes, I'm going to join the program. Yes, I'm going to do what's necessary to fix my marriage. Yes, I'm going to do what's necessary to be able to raise my kids, reconnect with my kids. Yes, I'm going to do what's necessary to reconnect with my father that has been absent from my life. Yes, I'm going to do all the marketing things I'm supposed to do. Yes, I'm going to sell what I'm supposed to sell. Yes, I'm going to align with the branding. Yes, 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 yes. Where we are missing it is your indecisiveness is killing your momentum. Your indecisiveness is killing your momentum. And so, a part of what I really genuinely want to see from all of us today is a decision to say yes to what you want out of your life, and then to align your life with what you say you want. Leroy, as you think about Matthew 5:37, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, and anything other than that comes from the evil one. What comes to mind?
Well, when I think about that, all right, this is the Grown Man Podcast.
Yeah,
I don't think your no is always from the evil one.
that's not what it
And I,
says. Listen to the scripture. It says,
okay,
let your yes be yes, or
hmm,
let your no be no.
okay,
Anything in between is from the evil one. He's talking
and
about indecisiveness. He's talking about maybe. He's talking
I
about
got you.
right. So he's not saying a no is evil. He's not saying a yes is
The,
not evil. He's saying anything in between that comes from the evil one.
and honestly, the verse that came to mind as you were talking about that and you was reading that, and I don't remember if it was Jairus or I know it was a gentleman that came to Jesus and he needed his daughter healed, and he Jesus asked him, "Do you believe?" And he was like, "Yeah, but can you help me with my non-belief?" That's not saying, "Hey, I don't doubt that you can do it, but I do have some hesitancy in that area that you're talking about, in that middle, where it's like I haven't, I don't see it. I know you see it because of who you are, but I don't see it." So many people in this day and time have said yes, They've said yes. I'm full force. I believe what it is that is going to, like you were just saying, the litany of things that you just gave. I believe in every single one of those things, and they haven't come true for them. So now, when they get asked that, they say, "Well, nah, no, I can't. Yeah, I can't believe it because I've gone. I'm tired of being disappointed in the yes. So if I say no, then yeah, then I'm called a, not someone who believes. So I sit in the middle because I do believe an aspect of it. I believe it can happen, yes, but can it happen to me? I don't know. That's just how I feel about it, and I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I see, and I know that there are people who sit there. What
Yeah.
has to be clear for every man who is watching the Grown Man podcast today is the most dangerous place that you can be is in the middle.
Hmm.
It- there's another text that says either be hot
Hmm.
or be
Hmm.
cold.
Absolutely.
But if you're lukewarm,
Hmm.
I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. There are countless brothers who are living in the middle, and what they don't know, and yes, it can be based on past disappointments, it can be based on things that haven't really flourished in the way that they should or could. But that's not a God issue. That's a belief issue.
Hmm.
It's not a God issue. God has done everything he's going to do. And we got to stop thinking that God is going to make these things happen for us because it is setting you up for disappointment. The truth is that when we are, most men do not jump in full force with what they say they want to accomplish. They're distracted. They got a bunch of things going on. They're not giving themselves fully to the process. They don't have a community of brothers that are going to hold them accountable. So when they say yes, they don't sustain the yes because they don't put in all of the hard work that's necessary to make the yes come true. The yes coming true
Hmm.
is not up to God. The yes coming true is up to that man. He has to decide how bad he wants it and how bad, and if he doesn't, just say you don't want it. Be honest about, I don't want it bad enough. If you want it
Hmm.
bad enough, say yes to it. But you can't live in the middle because the
Hmm.
middle will always destroy your dreams and it gives you a false sense of security because the whole I believe but help my unbelief, um what he is actually saying is I recognize that until I get on the side of belief, it ain't gonna work for me. So help me with the unbelief that I have, because what I
Hmm.
recognize is what I believe, the level of my belief won't cause the manifestation that I genuinely want to see. Right. So brothers, you gotta work on, what's up, Dwight? Good morning, my guy. You gotta work on crucifying and killing the maybe. You have to decide that I am going to be, I am building a million dollar business. You got to decide that and you got to stay on that side, and you can't get to the place where the enemy draws you into maybe. You can't, because if you do, then you will not see the level of success that you genuinely want to see. You
Hmm.
got to
Hmm.
decide it. And then you've got to align yourself with the actions that are necessary to get you to the $1 million place. But if you don't, then you have no one to be disappointed with but yourself. You being disappointed is a result of you not doing something that is necessary to be done in order for you
So
to get that place.
so let me ask you this. So everyone who says yes and they still don't get to that $1 million place, it's their fault.
Yes, 100%. That's a part of extreme ownership. 100%. There's something I don't know. There's a person I haven't met. There's a relationship I haven't cultivated. There's something I haven't done. There's something, it's all on me. If I don't address that particular question in me, then I begin to live what is called an external locus of control. An external locus of control waits on something else to happen out here before the destiny is reached or the destination is reached. An internal locus of control says, look, I got it. And I'm going to continue every single day on this path of advancement, because the truth is that when I set a goal and I reverse engineer that goal and make sure that I'm setting myself up for success, yes, if the goal is not realized, yes, it is on me. It is. I don't know who else's fault it would be.
So
Right.
what do
So
you tell?
go ahead.
What do you tell that man? And I mean, and maybe we'll get into this in a second or two, whatever, because I'm looking to talk to that man that says yes. The one that says no, I ain't dealing with him because
Mhm.
he said no. He don't want
Yeah,
it.
right, 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 right.
He don't want it.
And I
So we don't
have
have to deal
respect
with
for him. I respect him. I respect a man who says no. In fact, the man who says no, I have more respect for, because he is saying up front, I don't want it. I'm not
it.
willing to do it. I can handle that.
What-
I can absolutely handle that. I respect a
mm.
man whose no is no in the same way that I respect a man whose yes is really yes.
And and like I said, I want to talk about, or this is me, and you can tell me if I'm going off or whatever, but I want to talk to that man that's watching that says, you know what, Donald? Yes, I want everything that you just said. I'm all in. Yes. What are the things that I need to do? Because there's failure in the yes. There's failure in it. There are going to come things that you're not going to do. You're going to fall short. All of us fall short when it comes to accomplishing things. But what does that man do that says yes, that falls short to keep him in the yes? Because he's going to get discouraged. He's going to feel as if, you know what, man, is this really worth it? I'm putting in all this work. I'm doing what Donald said. I'm facing the arc each and every day, and I ain't seeing nothing move. That needle ain't moving, not even a bit. I'm pouring all this gas into this car, and it seems like the gas is just coming right out of it. What do we say to that dude? And before you say something, bro, this is scroll number 4 in this book. It says this, and I think it goes to what we're saying here. This is how it starts off. This is how the chapter starts off. It says, my dreams are worthless. My plans are dust. My goals are impossible. All are of no value unless they are followed by action.
Correct. Correct. So again, that speaks to what exactly what I'm saying. When a man says yes, that
Mhm.
yes has to be followed by intense, overwhelming action.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, he hasn't said yes.
Mhm.
He hasn't
Mhm.
said yes.
Mhm.
Saying yes and meaning yes are two different things.
Mhm. Mhm.
Saying yes and meaning yes are two different things. So I want to say this, and for everybody watching, you guys may disagree, and you can, but I'm right. You can
All
disagree.
right, Charles Barkley. I could be wrong, but I don't think
Uh,
so.
Yeah, I don't think so. When you do the work, Leroy talked a bit a moment ago about facing the arc every day and it not moving the needle. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible to play the game of mastery, which is what the arc does. It's impossible to play the game of mastery and not get results. So
Mm.
let's take the money side away from it for a second, right? Let's
Right.
take the business side away from it for a second. They're playing the game of mastery of life, leadership, and legacy. One of those areas is dominating the game of my health and wellness,
Hmm.
right? If I get up every single day, I eat less and I work out more, I eat less and I move more, I'm going to lose weight.
Hmm.
I'm going to
Hmm.
lose weight. If I stay the course, I'm going to lose weight. Now, I'm not going to lose a massive amount of weight tomorrow.
Correct.
I'm going to lose weight incrementally. I lose weight at about a half a pound a day. So
Hmm.
when I'm on that regimen, I lose weight about a half a pound a day,
Hmm.
right? So then when I eat less, move more, and eat more protein, I begin to lose fat.
Hmm.
That's going to move the needle. There is a way to be able to move the needle. So when a guy doesn't lose weight and he tells me he's doing the work, he's lying. He's lying. We talked about this yesterday during the training. The foundation, the last 2 days, the foundation of success in every man's life is truth. You got to tell the truth. You got to be honest about it. Because if you're not honest about it, uh, one of the brothers said it this way. I think it was Paul Walker who said, yeah, the work and goals will expose you.
Hmm.
You can say that you got goals all day,
Hmm.
but if you're not moving to what you call moving the needle toward your goals, you
Hmm.
ain't really doing the work. And it's exposing your laziness. It's exposing the fact
Mm.
that you're not doing what you said you
Yeah.
were doing. It's going to expose you.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. We
think
talked
one of
about
the
that.
most powerful things, I'm coming to you right now, bro. One of the most powerful things that playing the game of mastery does is it exposes a brother. You and I were pretty charismatic. Others were charismatic. We're likable, right? And sometimes being likable and charismatic doesn't work in our favor because we can talk our way through a whole lot of stuff, almost cuss, a whole lot of stuff, right? But the way that the game is set up now with Remand, I got so much revelation, evolution of the character arc these last couple of days, and I'm the progenitor of it, right? But I got so much revelation. The game is played to determine whether or not you are winning based on the metrics. If the KPIs, if the lagging KPIs say that you're not losing weight, you're not doing the work.
Hmm.
Period.
Hmm.
Like it is, it's not, well, something's wrong with the system. Ain't nothing wrong with the system. If you move more and you eat less, you're going to lose weight. If you still a sloppy cat and your stomach is hanging over your belt buckle and you ain't seen your penis in months, then the problem is not with the system. There's a science. The problem is with you. You're not doing the work. Grant Cardone talked about the importance of 10xing what you thought you were going to have to do. The 10x rule says what you thought you were going to have to do, what the work, the level of work you thought you were going to have to put in, you're going to have to put in more than that if you're going to be successful. Now, if you just want to be an average kind of cat, I mean, fine. But the guy that I'm talking to is the guy who says, I want more. I spoke with a guy yesterday, Leroy, who whose wife left him, whose children are gone. Right? He was looking for some sense of direction. And I
Mhm.
shared with him, this is what you got to do. And I said,
Mhm.
when you do that, it's going to unveil and expose other areas of your life that are out of whack, and you're going to have to deal with
Mhm.
them. And he says, well, what are they going to be? I said, I can't tell you, but they'll
Mhm.
become glaring when you go
Right.
through the process. Then I
Mhm.
said, hey, I want to help you through the process, because the quantum leap and the getting out of the land of make believe, right? The quantum leap requires community. It requires brotherhood. You can't do it by yourself. So when you're having those failures and you're having those moments of challenge, like Leroy has just described, you got to have brothers around you that can hold you accountable, that can help hold you accountable and give you some advice around how to stay the course when you see small incremental results and you've not learned to get excited about the small incremental results. There's a lot to it, but you can't tell me that the quantum leap is impossible. It is right here for us, for every brother that is ready to believe that the quantum leap is right here. Right. So Leroy, you were getting ready to say something, man. But I want to give you space to say it.
No, no, it's just and everything that you just said is right on point, and you and I have had the conversations about doing the work and what the character arc will reveal about you doing the work, and even when we do say yes, and like I mentioned, you'll have the failures. That is when you truly have to take a look at it. And you're exactly right. Yeah, it is, the onus is on you to figure out what aspects of the
Absolutely.
art is not
You're violent.
is out of alignment.
Absolutely.
Because if
Absolutely.
it's not moving, then something's not aligned. Doesn't mean, fellas, it doesn't mean that you go from believing and saying yes to saying, you know what, no, it's not worth it, or even in that that may be. And I like the way that you split that word up. But you know how I took that maybe believe is maybe I leave.
Mm,
That
mm.
that's not what I saw when I saw you put that. I'm like, well, how do you? And I was interested in seeing what you were going to discuss in
Yeah.
the maybe I leave.
Yeah.
And you're going to have guys that get to that middle area, like you said.
Yeah.
Maybe I do leave. Maybe what is my doing this for?
Yeah.
And there are going to be a lot of brothers that are watching this morning that may be in that state. You're saying yes, but everything that you're looking at is telling you, I'm doubting that. I got this song I'm listening to this week, bro. It's my devotion song. It's called "I Believe God," and the word the first part of the "I believe God" is I believe God. I'm taking a leap because I can't believe what I see. I believe God. I'm taking a leap because I can't believe what I see, because what I'm seeing isn't what I'm believing to happen, like you're just talking about. But when we hold on to that believing and not be, oh, I have to leave, then we begin to not be afraid to have that quantum leap that you're talking about and believe that the quantum leap is going to happen. That I've got to be vigilant, and I've got to be persistent and consistent
That's right.
and about the work that I do. Yeah, some days we not gonna feel it? Absolutely. Actually, are there days that I feel like, and I know you do this too, days you feel it when you get up and you got to go do your workout, and I go do my walking and I do my exercises. I ain't feeling it.
Yeah. Today.
I'm
Today.
not.
Today. Yeah.
I'm
Today.
not feeling it. I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but on those are the days, bruh, that we really. That's when we really got to do it. That's when we really got to focus. When we really have to hunker down and really look at how, like you said before, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
bad do you want your business to thrive? How
Yeah.
bad do you want the relationship that you have to be better? How bad do you want the business to go from, like you said, from 100,000 to, to, 100,000 a month to 100,000 a day, or 100,000, you
Yeah.
know, that type of thing. That's not easy.
Yeah.
You gotta want that. You're going to have to work your butt off
Yeah.
to get that, to get even anywhere near that.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing, bro, that I have come to respect so much about Fortune 500 companies. Because
Yes.
honestly, when I started this journey, I did not understand the amount of mental,
Yes.
physical work that goes
Yes.
into building a business.
Yes.
It is. It really is. And to do those quantum leaps like you talk about, that takes stamina. It takes effort. It is exhausting
Yes.
and can be exhausting. So, brothers, understand, facing that art every day, it's gonna be exhausting some days. And
Yeah.
and we'll say it to you, we'll tell you all the time. Some days you gonna win,
Yeah. Yeah.
some days you gonna be like, "Ooh, all right,
Yeah.
I'm
But John,
tapping out."
but John, and that's the thing. Don't ever tap out. Don't ever
Mm,
tap out.
mhm,
Right.
mhm,
John
mhm.
Maxwell, I saw it in your reading list, the books, list of books that you've
Yeah.
read so far this year, right? John Maxwell writes a book called Failing Forward.
Mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
every failure should leave you better off. We
Correct.
got to change
Absolutely.
how we look at failure, right? Every failure, everything that doesn't necessarily go the way that we want it to go,
Yeah.
we get a chance to fail forward. We are better off
Yeah.
as a result of the failure and not worse, right? But for every brother, today marks a new day for Remand. Today marks a new day for Remand. You can hear it, Johnny Bazemore. What's happening, man? You can hear it in my tone. I don't want you to mistake my tone. You can hear it in my tone. These last couple of days have been two of the most powerful days I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I'm committed to seeing brothers grow. I wrote scripture today. I was writing in my journal today,
Mhm.
right? Every man inside every man has a black journal. We asked them to get a black journal, right? And today I was fighting with my own sense of authenticity
Mhm.
and how I became the man who was less authentic. How did I get there? And I heard very clearly God connected to the way I was raised and the reason why I was raised that way. Not bad, but there was a motive behind the way I was raised. Not bad, but there was a motive behind how I was raised. And as parents, sometimes our greatest desire is for our children to be like us. And I've come to understand that the greatest desire my heart can have is for my children to be who they are supposed to be, even if who they are supposed to be is different than who I am, even if their purpose is different than what I think their purpose should be. As parents, we have a responsibility to show up authentically, and live out the life that the Creator has created us to live. I'm so locked in. Leroy, we got about 5 minutes, man, but I'm so locked in, bro, to mastering life, leadership, and legacy. Every single domain, I'm going to dominate it. Every single domain, I'm going to dominate it. Um, and there are some things I saw and taught about the ark that I taught for the very first time. I had never taught it before. You'll hear it today.
Mm-hmm.
I've never taught it before, ever.
Mm-hmm.
A different way of looking at it, of so more
Mm-hmm.
concise and clear way of looking at it,
Mm-hmm.
and what actually is happening when I'm facing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
what is really going on. Phenomenal, 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 phenomenal day. 2 days. I want to thank the brothers that showed up, right? Because let me tell you what it really did. Don't laugh, just hear my heart. And I'm really asking you not to laugh because what I'm about to say is funny because we've said it before, but remand is for real. It's for real. The system is for real. That arc is for real.
Yeah.
You know, it's
It's a
not,
living, breathing.
it's a living, breathing thing,
Yeah.
man. It's for real.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So a part of the reason why we call today's podcast, and I'm gonna give you the final words, Leroy, the land of may believe, is up until yesterday when I watched these brothers transform before my very eyes, I was in the land of may believe. You know, I was in the land of maybe it's good, maybe it's not, maybe it's transformative, maybe it's luck, maybe. But today, my yes is yes, and my no is no. So, for every brother that's watching, I want you to understand the power of making the decision. If you want the quantum leap doesn't happen by accident. It's available to you, it's accessible to you, right? It's available, it's accessible. It is. But if you want it, you're going to have to decide to get it. If you want to move from $100,000 years to $100,000 months, you're going to have to decide and you're going to have to act and you're going to have to become. And there's a whole process to being it. It will not happen by accident. And to Leroy's point, he said, hey, man, if they don't reach it, whose fault is it? It's theirs because it's available. It's available. We know it's available. This world is abundant. This world is abundant. There's no scarcity here. This world is abundant. And our job is to get in what Myron Golden calls get in the flow. So I want to encourage every man's dream that whatever you say you want and you're willing to act like you want it and you're willing to do the work to get it, it's yours. And if you don't want, say no. But whatever you do, don't live in the land of may be leave. Leroy, what do you got to say before we close, man?
No, I hope the brothers got something out of this and understand that in this life you have to choose what you want. Like Donald said, you choose yes or no. Choose. If you don't want it, cool. If you do want it, that's even better. That's even greater. But understand that when you say you want it and you say yes, what it's going to take to say yes, what that entails. And I think a lot of us don't understand what the yes entails. No, that's the easy because you don't worry about doing anything. But when you say yes to something, when you're saying yes to it, there's work behind it.
Yeah.
There's a process behind it
Yeah.
to get to your yes.
Yeah.
And understanding what that process is, I had to learn that. I think Donald had to learn it. All of us had to learn there's a process behind that yes. there's
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a there's a gut punch
Yeah.
behind that yes.
Yeah.
Life is going to do everything it can to keep you from saying yes, to keep you, as Donald said, the adversary. Like he said, That's where he is, and his. I'm sorry, though. I ain't preaching. I swear I'm not. His goal, his only assignment, is to get you into the land of maybe leave. That's his assignment. That's all he does each and every single day with each and every one of us is to put us right there in that middle of maybe leave. He wants you to doubt it. He wants you to question every step that you have to take in order to be able to get to that yes. From saying yes to God, and I know that's not where we are today, but saying yes that you want that $1 million day business. He wants you to doubt it. He wants you to sit right there. He don't even want you to say no. Because if you say no to it, then he knows there's no work in that.
That's
He
right.
got you where he wants you. He wants those dudes right there in the middle that are trying to weigh the fence. That are trying to sway the fence. Don't sway the fence, y'all. That's not what we do. That's not what we do here in Remain. That's not what we do here on the Grown Man Podcast. We grown men. We say yes or no. Which is it? Your decision. It's your decision. We ain't gonna tell you what to do. As one of my business guys that I used to work with, he said, "I ain't gonna tell you what." He said, "I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I'm just gonna tell you what needs to be done."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. I'm the choice is yours.
Yeah. Without question. The choice is yours. So, brothers, we want to thank you all for hanging out with us today. This has been another phenomenal episode of the Grown Man Podcast. We grown men here. You're a grown man. I'm not talking to the little boy in you. I'm talking to the grown man in you. Right? Your yay is yay. Your yay must be yay. And if your yay is yay, do the work to align with the yay you have given. And don't take maybe for an answer. Once you've decided my yes is my yes, don't take maybe, don't take no. All of that stuff becomes, they are no longer options. Your yes is what you've given. We love and respect y'all. Leroy has a new hashtag. The new hashtag of the Grown Man Podcast is the Bad Boys of Podcasting. His new hashtag is Be Gone. So we want to tell y'all exactly that. We're throwing up the twos on 1, 2, 3. Be gone.
Be gone.
Have a great day, y'all. Talk soon.
Absolutely.
The Remand Project is a coaching and consulting firm specializing in personal and leadership development for adult Black males, seeking to break the vicious cycle of missed potential so that they themselves transform their personal lives, their sense of leadership to their families, and their legacies that they want to leave for business and culture. We destroy this cycle on two fronts. We confront both the institution and the individual. We address the institution because, according to the statistics, Black males are under assault and are targeted for extinction in ways that their white counterparts are not. We are over-incarcerated and under-educated. There are systems in place, political systems, media systems, and religious systems that serve as intentional, or some say unintentional, barriers to the Black male's advancement. As a result, we work to raise public awareness about issues confronting Black males, promote healthy and positive images about Black males, curate spaces to share information and resources about programs, services, and support for Black males, support knowledge creation and dissemination around these issues, and provide a forum for Black males to both speak and act for themselves. We address the individual Black male because we cannot avoid personal responsibility. We are now overmothered and underfathered. We make bad social choices, and we avoid responsibility for getting ourselves out from under the social plight that we face. We will develop the moral compass and character necessary to face the adverse realities that are faced in everyday life. We live by the premise that even that which is not our fault is still our responsibility. In 2019, we answered the call to transform the culture one man at a time. Our society, our families, and men in particular, are in a state of crisis. And the goal of the Remand Project is to curate the largest, strongest, and dopest community of Black males in the entire world. We then create awareness and action against the institutional and individual impediments that exist against the foundation of our culture and overall society, which is the Black male.